You are listening to the Breathe and Receive podcast, episode 26. In today's episode, we are talking about the 5 reasons that being a coach is the best job, the best career path in the entire world. Now, obviously, I am a little biased because I am a coach and I am obsessed with being a coach, and I am obsessed with teaching and training other people on how to become a coach. And in this episode, I'm going to share with you my top reasons why I believe this to be true. Now, I want to preface that obviously people have different callings and different paths that their soul is led to. But if you're listening to this episode, if you're interested in becoming a coach, whether that's a life coach, an empowerment coach, a transformational coach, an energy coach, a feminine empowerment coach, which are all titles that you get to call yourself if you graduate from the Master Manifestor teacher training, then this episode is going to speak to you. So the first reason that I believe being a coach is the best career choice in the world is that you lead an inspiring life. You lead an inspiring life. You are living a life that feels really, really good for you. Now, I see this all the time in the coaching industry where people are wanting to coach, they're wanting to help people, they're wanting to serve others, but they're doing it from a wounded place. They're doing it from a place of, my life isn't very good, it's not very fulfilling, maybe I feel like I'm missing love or connection in my life, or I need this sense of someone outside of me giving me love and affirmation to feel good. And they're coming to coaching from a wounded energy of, I need you to feel okay within me. I actually was like this when I first started coaching, and I was working and so focused on my career and getting more clients, and I would think about work all the time, and I'd want to be the best coach in the world, and I'd always be thinking about my clients, and I realized that my clients weren't having the transformations that I desired for them to have. And finally, I was led to a huge reason of why that was. And it was because I wasn't living an inspiring life. I wasn't filling up on pleasure and love in my life. Yeah, I was trying to coach other people on how to love themselves and their life, and it was backwards. So that's why embodiment and integrity is one of my top core values. And it's why we focused the first 2 months inside of MMTT on embodiment and integrity, because as a coach, as a life coach, if you are becoming a life coach, for example, you are a master life coach when you have mastered loving your life. This doesn't mean that life is always fun and grand and swell and there are no challenges, but it means that in the midst of the challenges, in the midst of the waves, you are still loving yourself and your life. It means that you have deep, fulfilling relationships. And maybe if you feel called to travel, you travel. If you feel called to cook dinner and eat in a way that really nourishes you and makes you feel so good, if you want to dance, if you want to engage in certain hobbies or create a family and have babies, you are doing that. You are leading an inspiring life, a life that is worthy of sharing. Therefore, you get to just overflow your wisdom and your knowledge and your experiences with people who are your soulmate clients, people who were you 2 years ago, who were struggling, and you know the path out because you've embodied it. The second reason that being a coach is the best career in the world is because you get to make the rules. You get to make the rules, especially when you are learning from someone who is embodied in their feminine magnetic energy and works with the universe and manifestation and the laws of nature. You get to make the rules. That means you get to choose when you work, how often you work, how much you make, the kind of clients that you attract into your life. It is so magic. I chose and choose to work between like 10 and 15 hours a week, oftentimes less, sometimes more. And I usually put work in quotes because work is fun. I choose that it gets to be pleasurable. And I choose that in the moments when I do get to show up, need to show up, have to show up, get to show up, that I still, and maybe I'm not feeling fully like I desire to, maybe my body's tired, I still get to make that a pleasurable experience in some way. I choose to receive 6 figures a year and more, moving to 7 figures, 8 figures, 9 figures, 10 figures. I choose that, I declare that, I know that it is happening. I choose that I get to travel and work wherever I want. I was just working for 2 weeks in the Dominican Republic. Now I'm about to go work somewhere else, super exciting, which only my private clients and close friends and family know about right now, and it's gonna be so incredible. This is the life that I choose. These are the rules and the structure that I choose my business and life gets to be. For you, maybe something else feels really dreamy. Maybe you desire to work 20 hours a week and receive $5,000 or $10,000 a month, and the rest of your life feel really simple, like living on a farm and tending to your garden and raising your babies. Maybe you choose to have a really successful podcast where all you have to do is show up, record the episode, talk to certain people, and then people funnel into a course that is already pre-recorded and it's just passive income that comes through when you sleep. Maybe you choose to create retreats with your partner and you do partner, like couples relationships retreats around the world. You get to choose and nothing is off limits, and it's so magic. It's so magic, and it's one of the reasons why I'm so excited that I'm getting to teach other people how to create their dream business and to become a coach, because I'm so excited to see what evolves. I know where my evolution of my life and business is going, and I'm having certain, like for example, some students that have joined Master Manifestor teacher training are wanting to create these healing centers and empower women in their sexuality and their sexual expression. I have other women who want to rent a van and travel the world and teach kids. I have people who want to study and work with plants and create plant medicine. It's so exciting and it's so great, and I'm sure you can hear it in my voice. You can see it if you're watching me on video, the enthusiasm that I feel around being a coach, because it's really limitless. You get to follow your soul's guidance and know that that desire gets to be manifested. The third reason that becoming a coach is the best career in the world is your ability to impact and receive money is limitless. So your ability to impact people is limitless. The amount of people that you get to serve, your soulmate clients that are already out there waiting for you to claim yourself, your life, your coaching business, are infinite. They're limitless. We will never have too many life coaches. There are way more people, there are way less people leading and inspiring life than people who are ready to be inspired. There will always be more people born onto this earth that need to hear this message, your tools. And there are people that will only hear it from you. I have people who have come to me and they're like, Alicia, I'm so glad you're offering this. I'm so glad you're talking to me. I'm so glad you shared that, because I've heard all these other people who are coaches who are similar to you sharing these things, but I just didn't feel pulled to them. I just didn't feel called to them. And I feel called to you. And I've felt the same way with my coaches. It's like, yes, there might be people sharing similar messages, and that's fan-fucking-tastic, because you hear from other people, it hits you different. Just like how you like to listen to certain kinds of music, certain kinds of videos, certain kinds of podcasts, certain kinds of speakers, there are people out there who are the exact same way as you, and they will be attracted to you, your unique message, your unique voice. Something in your past, without even it being shared, gets like sent to them, and there's a part of them that's like, ooh, I can feel and learn from this person. The fourth reason, I forgot to touch on the second part of the third reason, which is the amount of money that you get to make is infinite. It is limitless. It will never run out. The more money you make, the more money your clients are going to make, the more money your coaches are going to make. It is never, ever, ever ending. There's actually no competition. There's this sisterhood wound around competition, and if she has it, then I can't have it, or if she has it, then she's annoying, there's something wrong with her, or if they're doing it, how is there any room for me to do it? And that's just not true. Wealth, money is being created every single day. It's an energy. It's not like a substance that can run out like pens in a pack. More and more and more wealth is being created. Billions of dollars every single day is being created, and it's never going to end. And as you rise, your clients will rise, your sisters will rise. So I really encourage you, if you see someone who is successful and you feel something in your body that makes you triggered or upset or mad, I really encourage you to change that story, to investigate that within your body, and see if you can see them as, oh, because they can do it, I can do it too. Because they can do it, I can do it too. Because it's true. Whenever I see, for example, one of my old coaches, Ashay Sundara, had $1 million quarter that she announced the other day. And a year ago, when I started working with her, she had just had her first multiple six-figure month. And in the past, before healing the sisterhood wound, I might say, she's so annoying. I would pick her apart in some way, because I was rejecting that part of myself that desires that, and I was rejecting the part of myself that knew I was able to do that, because it felt scary, it felt out there, it felt like, what if I fail? And now when I see her, I celebrate her, and I feel so much joy and love for her, and I know that what I see in her, I just get to create for myself. I get to calibrate to that level. And that is such a gift of being a coach, is that limitless ability to impact and to create wealth. And I truly believe that we don't even know who we are until we are financially free. If I have to keep asking my bank account for permission to do something that my soul desires, I don't know who I am. How could I possibly know who I am if I have to say no because my bank account says no? How could I possibly know who I am if my heart is calling me to serve and impact certain people, but I'm saying no because I'm afraid of what people will think, or I'm afraid of what my family might think? So being a life coach, a huge, huge part of that is so incredible, is the limitless ability and availability to make a huge impact and a huge amount of wealth and financial freedom for yourself. So the fourth reason that becoming a life coach is the best job in the entire world is that you get to turn your pain into your purpose. When you're a coach, you are always growing and evolving. One of my other core values is constant growth and evolution over a lifetime. The actual only constant thing in our reality is change. Everything is always changing. If we look at nature, the seasons are always changing. Things bloom and then they die and then they rebloom. The tides are always changing. The phases of the moon are always changing. And it's the same with our human bodies and our physical realities and the evolution of our soul. The only constant is change. And we can either grow in a trajectory that feels good and empowering, or we can essentially grow in a trajectory where we're dying. Our soul is dying. Our body is dying. So I choose to constantly grow and evolve in a way that feels good. And a part of that is taking every painful moment and channeling it into part of my purpose. When I first got into coaching, I had been struggling with bulimia for 5 years, emotional eating, binge eating, making myself sick, over-exercising, poor body image. And the reason that I actually got into coaching was I began to, after hitting such a low point and feeling stuck for so long, I began to start healing. And as I began to start healing, I began to see in my environment, oh my God, I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one that struggles with food in my body. And then I felt this drive within me, like, okay, I'm starting to love myself. I'm starting to feel freedom with food. I'm starting to think less about how I look when I'm in a bikini. And I wanted to gift that to other people because it felt so freeing. It felt so expansive. It felt so fucking incredible, and it still does. And that's what drives me. I really believe that my soul chose duality, feeling the low, going through the thick of the shit, anxiety, depression, questioning my life, toxic relationships, staying in relationships where I was cheated on like 20 plus times, beating myself up for it, really, really, really dark weeks, days, moments that I kept hidden from the people I cared about. I believe that my soul chose to feel that duality. I believe it happened for a reason. And I believe that reason, a huge part of that reason, was for me to grow and evolve and support others who might be in that boat. And then when I started supporting others who were struggling with food in their body, and they started to manifest a life that they love just by doing the inner work and loving themselves more and shifting their values and getting their needs met and all of that, I was led to manifestation. And then as I was helping people manifest lives that they loved, they started to ask me, how do I manifest money? How do I manifest a business? I want to support people too. So then I was led to becoming a coach who teaches other coaches. And that was part of the creation of Master Manifestor Teacher Training. And in these years that I've been a coach, it's not like I healed my relationship with myself and food and my body, and then it was just like, life is perfect. Every day, every week, every month, there's challenge and growth. And I get to be in integrity. I get to embody who I desire to be, and I get to overflow that wisdom into my soulmate clients, right? Because I've been through the creation of creating a business, because I've been through the training of the old paradigm of hustle and patriarchy and like working 60 hours a week and stressing and doing all of the strategies, checking them all off and just like, completely burning out from that and hating that completely, to getting into my feminine flow, harnessing the laws of the universe to create magic with me. You know, I went through those challenges in business so that I could grow and evolve and now support others. It's always like that. I'm always turning my pain into my purpose, and that doesn't mean that every single time I cry, I share it to Instagram, because I don't think I would be fully healing if I shared every single moment where I was doing the inner work, because I wouldn't be in the healing, I would be sharing it, right? But what I want you to know is that I still feel fear, I still feel pain, I still feel challenged, but my relationship to it is different. And the vision that I hold for myself, for my life, for my clients' lives, and for my family, and for my future family and the world is bigger than my fear. It's bigger than the emotional pain. And I get to hold both. I get to hold the pain and the joy. I get to hold the struggle and the thriving. I get to hold the fear and the love. And I'm holding all of that pain and fear with love so that it doesn't take me out. And a huge part of being a coach is teaching other people your own process. I truly believe that your soulmate clients will be led to you because they are struggling with something you struggled with a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. And what better way to be a coach than to know, without having to use your minds and follow some strategy, you just know, oh, I've been there. This is what worked for me. Let me guide this through with you in your body. You get to turn your pain into your purpose. What a great way to think about our pain and our struggles, right? The fifth reason that being a life coach is the best job in the world is you are working with humans who are betting on themselves. You are working with humans who are betting on themselves. This is the most fulfilling feeling ever. This is the one feeling that I can't fully create myself from within, right? I can feel really great drinking a cup of coffee, watching the sunrise. I know how to let that send waves of gratitude and joy and pleasure in my body. I don't need much. I've gotten to a point where I'm open and allowing in expansive wealth to buy the dream homes, to buy the dream cars, to buy the dream things. However, I don't feel like I need it because I've created such joy and love in my body and in my relationships and in my life. However, there's this other feeling of joy and fulfillment that you only get as a coach, where you are activating something in someone else so that they bet on themselves, where they hear your story, they hear your message, they see your words, they talk to you at a coffee shop, and something shifts in them. And you've just changed the trajectory of their entire life because you gave them a simple shift. Maybe they see that your life has changed and evolved, and they're thinking, oh my God, she used to be there, and now she's there? She used to be where I'm at, or worse, and now she's there. What is she doing different? What's she doing different? What's the magic? What's the secret? And people will begin to wonder. And people will begin to get curious. And people will begin to think if she can do it, then can I do it? Yes. The beauty and something I love about the way that I run my business, the way that I attract soulmate clients into my life, is I attract them. I don't chase them. And when you're in my world learning from me, or if you are in or join the Master Manifestor Teacher Training, you will learn that it is not your job as a coach to go out and chase and grab and reach for clients. It is not your job to see your family and sit and think, damn, they could be so much happier if they knew what I knew. If they just read that book, if they just did this one thing, if they just meditated, everything would change for them. That's not your job. Your job is not to change other people as a coach. Your job is to lead an inspiring life, be an embodiment and integrity, and believe in yourself and your vision so fully, and then just invite in people into your space. invite people in, and lean back and receive. It's a huge reason why this podcast is called Breathe and Receive, right? We get to breathe and receive. We get to be ourselves and receive. When we're working with the universe and we're in embodiment and we're in integrity and we hold the vision and we know and believe that it gets to be true, we become a magnet, and the right people find us, and we don't know how, and we don't need to know how. I just got off a call with someone who signed up for the teacher training, and she said, I just really want to thank you for showing up on your Instagram and sharing what you share. I found you through your friend Sarah, who shared you on her Instagram story, and I've been following you for so long, and then I did that one smaller course with you, and now we're here, and I'm so excited, and my soul feels on fire, and I keep seeing angel numbers, and I'm just so grateful. So thank you for showing up. And when clients say to me messages like that, when clients say, Alicia, I thank you so much. I couldn't be where I am without you. My life has completely changed, and I just couldn't be here without your support and guidance. I receive that compliment, and then I reflect to them that, you were a huge part of this. As a coach, my job is to hold the vision with you, to guide you, and to see you through the eyes of love in the thick of your shit, essentially. But you're the one taking the day-to-day, moment-to-moment action. But there's a co-creation that happens when you work with a coach, where it's like you have two logs that are burning. One log is a blazing fire, who's done all the work, who's done the challenges, who knows the way. And another log is just starting to burn. It's trying to burn. Then you bring them together, and your soulmate client begins to burn faster and faster and faster. And then you move away, and they're still burning because they've expedited their healing process and their journey through working with you, through working with me, through working through the coach, the vessel. And if you feel called to being a life coach, or you are a life coach or a coach, part of your challenge for this week, for this episode, is to claim your dark desires. And desiring people to have those messages to you might be a dark desire. So what a dark desire is a desire that you might be rejecting or judging. Like if you were to speak it out loud, you might feel a little shy, a little embarrassed. You might wonder, what are my family gonna think? What are people gonna think of me, right? It's selfish. So your challenge for this week is the first is to write out all of your desires and include your dark desires. Include the desires that you might be afraid for other people to see. Include, oh my gosh, a giant turkey I didn't know turkeys could fly, just flew in front of me. Huh, interesting. I wonder what the spiritual meaning of a turkey is. Claiming your dark desires. So writing them all down and allowing yourself to witness yourself in them. This is a practice that I have been obsessed with lately. I've been doing it a couple times a week in the morning, is writing down everything that I desire. And that includes, do you desire for your soulmate clients to pour their hearts out to you and thank you so much? Do you desire that admiration and that love and that appreciation? Because there's nothing wrong with it. Do you desire wealth beyond what you could ever fathomably believe is possible? Flying on private jets, flying first class everywhere, being able to support your entire lineage, being able to buy whatever you want without having to check the bank account, having the homes all over the world. Or maybe one of your dark desires is something that your ego finds is like smaller and not expansive enough, like living on a farm and tending to your garden. Tune into your heart. Write down the day in the life that is so dreamy. How do you feel in your body? What is your sex life like? What are your relationships like? How much money are you making a day, a week, a month, cash? How does it feel when you are showing up in the world? Are you traveling? Writing it all down and how you feel. Letting yourself play in that realm, okay? This is gonna be huge for you. And the second part of this challenge is to be open to guidance. Because the moment you set that intention, the moment you write it down, the entire universe is self-organizing and self-correcting to deliver it to you. And I could tell you a million stories of how true this is and how quickly manifestations can come through when we do this. But what blocks us is not being open to the guidance. It's the fear when the guidance shows up, when the inspired action comes through, fear comes in. So be open to guidance. Trust the wisdom of your body and lean into love and courage when you feel fear. And your life is about to change in the most magical way, and I'm so excited for you. So I hope you learned a lot in this episode. 5 reasons why being a coach is the best job in the world. I'm so excited for you. If you already are a coach, I hope you got a lot out of this. If you are looking to be a coach, I hope you got a lot out of this. Do that challenge. Share with me on the socials how you were feeling afterwards. And I would love to share with you an opportunity if you feel called to become a coach, if you feel called to deepen your impact and your business. If you are already a coach, then I want to talk to you about the Master Manifestor Teacher Training. This is a 6-month certification program. We are beginning at the end of April. And in this program, the first 2 months, we really focus on integrity and embodiment, filling your cup up from within, falling in love with who you are, believing in yourself, understanding and harnessing the known laws in the universe to manifest a life that you love. Because again, being a coach requires you, if you want to be an effective, powerful leader and coach, to be the embodiment of what you are teaching, to let your life be your business and your business be your life, not separate. They both get to be fun and feel good, and they get to flow into each other. The next 2 months, months 3 and 4, are all about teacher training. So learning the skills to be a powerful coach, a powerful teacher, a powerful leader. And then months 5 and 6 are all about business creation and wealth creation. So really harnessing your feminine magnetism and energy and your intuition and your soul to create a business that feels really good. We do the back end of business that gets to be really, really simple and effective, holding you to the vision that you are creating and healing money wounds, learning how to create wealth that is growing over a lifetime, all that good stuff. If you want to learn more, if you want to apply, head on over to www.aliciaMcNeil.com/Master Manifestor. That is MasterManifestor. Okay, Master Manifestor. You can also look at the link in the description of this episode. And that is all that I have for you today. Thank you so much for listening. Please share this with a friend if it inspired you. Give me a rate, a thumbs up, a review. It supports my channel and helps this message spread to whoever needs to hear it. I love you so much, and I hope you have a beautiful, magical day.